It took the entire PDEG hierarchy 6 hours to act out the drama, arrange the drugs in the WPD office, steal from it some more, and call mandatory witnesses to start the inventory only by 7 p.m. in a brazen display of protocol breach. Right after the arrest, the witnesses should have been gathered and inventory started without a 6-hour delay. In haste, they planned in plain sight the next plot to free Sergeant Houdini and make him physically present in 2 places at almost the same time, beating David Copperfield to shame. We saw and uncovered the conspiracy to commit further illegal activities, the evil schemes, the unwitting submissions, the opposition, the greed, the recycling within the recycling, the 19 counts of stealing from portions of the already stolen drugs, and in all probability, stash of cash, and yes, the massive cover-up. Massive because it involved dozens of uniformed personnel, from generals to patrolmen, who chose to keep mum silent for months and deceived the entire government into believing that they were the heroes and protectors of the people. Were it not for the now priceless CCTV footages, we would have all been scammed. Today, as we continue our crusade, we shall labor to tie some loose ends in order to raise the flag of truth and victory. All resource persons, present physically and virtually, will continue to be given the chance to air their side in this investigation in aid of legislation. All information will be carefully studied and weighed by the committee in the crafting of the committee report, coming up with proposed legislations as well as recommendations to other agencies for proper and further action, should the committee find it necessary. Before we go any further, I would like the resource persons, especially General Narciso Domingo, Captain Sosonko, and the rest, to disabuse your minds or attempt to hide behind the doctrine of sub judice, of which you know little about, in order to evade questioning from the members of this committee. To begin with, you yourselves imposed the gag order on yourselves since October 8, 2022 by opting to be silent. You gagged your mouths to suppress the truth. You deliberately lied to your teeth to the DILG secretary and to the entire nation, making him believe that the narration or the narrative that he was made to believe was the truth. While this committee recognizes the sub judice rule and the importance of court issuances in the orderly administration of justice, this will not bind this investigation in aid of legislation conducted by Congress. Marami na pong mga jurisprudence tungkol po dito, and this is what we will stick on. In numerous decisions by the Supreme Court, inquiries by Congress in aid of legislation are exempted from the coverage of the sub judice rule. Just for the information of those. So maraming salamat po. At bago tayo magpunta sa totoong, we will allow the members to propound questions to our resource persons. Let me just inform the committee that the chair received a letter signed by Captain Sosonko et al. Marami ho sila rito. Saying, summarize ko na lang po, that there was an order from the Honorable Judge Grace P. Chavez T., the presiding judge of Branch 177 Regional Trial Court of Manila, na meron pong gag order. But this is only to the parties concerned. The House is not a party, so we are not bound by any gag order. I'd just like to emphasize that. So, likewise, the the committee received a resolution of the said gag order issued by Honorable Judge Grace P. Chavez T. So, Comsec, please take hold of that and put that in our records. So, before we ask members to start asking questions, is there anyone who wish to make an opening statement? We have here the presence of our former Chief PNP, General Azurin. You're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, sir. Other members of the Committee on Dangerous.
I think the Police General has not taken his oath.
Oh, okay. So may we ask all the resource persons again to please stand up and take your oath. Comsec?
Yeah,
You're
including
directed to
all those
administer.
police officers at the back and the two sides. Everybody, please, who are designated as resource persons in this meeting.
Thank you
Everybody,
for
everybody
reminding me, Mr.
who are in the room. All police personnel, po, please stand up and raise your right hands. I state your name. Do hereby swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Thank you, Comsec. Okay. Okay, let me ask first the SITG. Pwede po bang update nyo kami sa status ng mga cases? Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry, our former Chief PNP. You're now recognized. I'm sorry, General.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, sir. To the members of the Committee on Dangerous Drugs, isang mapagpala at magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. I am here before the committee, Mr. Chairman, in response to the invitation of the House of Representatives Committee on Dangerous Drugs under the stern chairmanship of the Honorable Robert Ace Barbers. On October 8, 2022, the operatives of the PNP Drug Enforcement Group conducted a bypass operation that led to the arrest of Neyes Atadero and Police Master Sergeant Rodolfo B. Mayo Jr. of Wealth and Personnel Development Lending Incorporated, or the WPD Lending, located at number 1742 Jose Abad Santos Street, Barangay 252 in Tondo, Manila. The operation also led to the discovery and subsequent confiscation of 990 kilos of dangerous drugs. Knowing in good faith that our PNP personnel conducted legitimate anti-drug operations, the PNP duly reported the successful drug bust to the public as well as Interior and Local Government Secretary Benjamin Benhar Abalos Jr. If I may refresh the minds of this august body, the PNP then, under my leadership, along with Secretary Abalos, PDEG Chief General Narciso Domingo, and top officials, presented this accomplishment to the media on October 9, a Sunday afternoon. The same day, then Senator Laila de Lima was taken hostage at the PNP Custodial Center in Camp Crame. During the press conference at Camp Crame, I reiterated my stand that we will not tolerate any wrongdoing of our policemen under my watch and under the watch of our DILG Secretary. No less than Secretary Abalos, who described the accomplishments as possibly the biggest drug haul in the history of the country. Unfortunately, the PNP's morale was dampened after there were reports of irregularities in the conduct of police operations and the investigation by PNP Drug Enforcement Group. This prompted the creation of the Special Investigation Task Group 990 on October 17, 2022, through the recommendation of then Director PDEG Police Brigadier General Narciso Domingo. The findings indicated that some members of the SOU-4A and IFLD personnel may have committed lapses which they failed to follow standard procedures as regards to bypass operations. On the issues surrounding the 42 kilograms of shabu, the PNP's aggressive follow-up operations caused massive pressure for those involved to abandon the pilfered contraband in front of PSMBFI on October 15 last year. Based on forensic investigation, there was a big probability that the drug seized in front of PSMBFI came from the large cache of shabu seized at WPD Landing on October 8, 2022. It also showed that the SOU-4A and IFLD personnel failed to faithfully account all the seized shabu at WPD Landing upon the discovery of Police Brigadier General Narciso Domingo of the CCTV days after the case has been filed against Atadero and Mayo. The SITG came out with the conclusion that the overt acts of the PCOs and PNCOs clearly manifest irregularities and misconduct. The acts were done for their own personal gain and interest. Contrary to reports of a cover-up, criminal charges were filed against Police Master Sergeant Mayo and Nay Atadero for violation of Section 92 of Republic Act 9165. SOU-4A personnel of the PDEG clearly violated laws, especially on the issue of bungling in the prosecution of the drug cases. It should also be noted that the SITG 990 has ordered the filing of appropriate administrative charges against 49 PNP personnel in relation to this case. It should also be noteworthy to report to this body that the PNP, through the confiscation of the 990 kilos and recovery of 42 kilos of shabu, including the arrest of Police Master Sergeant Rodolfo Mayo and Nay Atadero, has identified a number of police officers linked to illegal drugs. These included 2 generals and 2 colonels, who are now subject of an inquiry to be conducted by NAPOLCOM in the succeeding days or weeks. I am also happy to report that the PNP's scrutiny of the background of the 953 third-level rank police officers done in compliance with Secretary Abalos call for us to file courtesy resignation, provided the organization a big lead on the number of police officers dipping their fingers on illegal drugs. And for the record, Mr. Chairman, sir, it was through my recommendation that the courtesy resignation was operationalized and approved by no less than our President through our Secretary of the Interior and Local Government. Before I finish my statement, I'd like to state that I am one with the current PNP leadership under Police General Benjamin C. Acorda Jr. to cleanse the police ranks of misfits and scalawags. And I hope we don't lose sight on the fight against the drug syndicate whose tentacles have reached the high echelons of society and the different bureaucracies. At the PNP, we have to move forward and put a stop in allowing the drug syndicates to destroy the organization. I believe Police General Acorda here is up to the job with the support of the 228,000 strong PNP and the entire Filipino people. Now let me provide the committee with some of the observations of the PNP Advisory Group that every PNP personnel should never be involved in the use, possession, manufacture, trade, or sale of any illegal drugs, which must be the basic principle to be observed by all law enforcement agencies. That there is an exigency to thoroughly review, assess, evaluate, and revise existing policies and operational rules of the PNP dealing in the conduct of arrests, searches and seizures, preservation of crime scenes, and the chain of custody in the drug cases handled by the Philippine National Police. That PNP operating teams and or units in drug cases must ensure the validity of police operations, including but not limited to the proper arrests, gathering and preservation of evidences, and make sure the evidences are admissible in courts that would lead to the successful prosecution of cases in court. that the PNP Advisory Group further recommended the integration of a group of prosecutors with a nationwide mandate to help the PNP in the fight against illegal drugs. They shall provide legal guidance in the conduct of anti-illegal drug operations against high-value targets. They shall perform their duties in collaboration with the Department of Justice, Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency, National Bureau of Investigation, and other law enforcement agencies. So far, the following are the facts with the ongoing investigation. The 990 kilos as well as the 42 kilos of shabu worth more or less 7 billion were accounted, confiscated, and destroyed. Police Master Sergeant Rodolfo Bimay Jr. and Nay S. Atadero were arrested and are now facing various criminal charges. Mayo was dismissed from the police service too. Several PCOs and PNCOs involved in the operation were recommended by the SITG 990 to be charged criminally and administratively by various offenses. All will have the respective day to defend themselves. The SITG 990 as well as the result of the evaluation and assessment of the five-man advisory group were able to unmask the PNP syndicates involved in the illegal drug trade, which has been destroying the PNP organization as an institution. At least 4 third-level PNP officers, 2 police brigadier general, and 2 police colonels were recommended to NAPOLCOM for filing of administrative cases without prejudice to the filing of appropriate criminal cases against them later. And the operation that led to the confiscation of 990 kilograms of shabu was a clear indication that illegal drug operations did not stop. It proliferated despite efforts made by the past administrations. Why? Because some of the very people who are supposed to stop the drug cartel became accomplices. During our investigation, the PNP Advisory Group unmasked intricate drug links of some members of the past and present PDEG personnel. And Your Honors, I believe this is just the tip of the iceberg. We've started the purge. Let us be united in this fight for the good, not just of today's generation, but the future ones. Mr. Chairman, I am ready to answer your questions. Good afternoon to each and everyone.
Thank you, General Asurin. Is there anyone who wants to make an opening statement? If not, we can already start with our questioning. Since no one has indicated their interest, for the members who wants to propound questions to our resource persons, please signify your intention to the COMSEC so that we will have an orderly questioning in the committee hearing. So, kanina ho, natanong ko si SITG head. Can you briefly tell us, ano na ho yung findings ng SITG?
Before I will proceed with the update of the SITG, Your Honor, please allow me to greet the honorable members of this committee on dangerous drugs, especially its chairperson, Representative Robert H. Barbers, sir, and to all the attendees, a pleasant afternoon. So after the conduct of its investigation, the SITG 990 concluded that PDEG personnel violated the following provisions of RA 9165 and the revised penal code as well as the policies of the PNP. For criminal cases, sections 21 and 27 of RA 9165 were violated by 48 PDEG personnel. Section 92 of RA 9165 was violated by 18 PDEG personnel. Article 183 of the revised penal code or perjury was violated by
Mr.
6
Chair.
PDEG personnel.
Mr. Chair,
Yeah, Congressman Ako.
may I request the SITG representative to state the crime committed? If it's Article 123, what is that crime? For the information of everybody.
For section 21 of RA 9165, Your Honor, this refers to the chain of custody of recovered evidence, Your Honor. And Section 27 refers to the misappropriation of evidence, Your Honor. And Section 92 refers to the bungling of evidence, Your Honor. For administrative cases, misfeasance under Napolcom Memorandum Circular number 2016, the 002 was violated by 49 PDEG personnel. Grave misconduct for violation of Article 183 of the Revised Penal Code and Sections 21 and 27 of RA 9165 were committed by 49 PDEG personnel. Grave neglect of duty was committed by 11 PDEG personnel for failure to suppress the criminal act of the respective